Right, this is like take 3 of this video. So this is going to be for the Las Vegas like water department, as well as an Amazon review combo video. I had to do this 3 times now because I can't see anything because both of my eyes are currently wrecked. I've got like torn corneas. Arctic Air Tower swamp cooler thing that you fill up with water. Okay. Except our water here in Vegas is full of just all sorts of nasty stuff. I'm guessing it's probably mostly chlorine that you're seeing here. All right, so your entire house will get covered in this white powder if you use these coolers out here. Everywhere. Everywhere. I made the mistake. I started cleaning everything. And I'm like, oh, I should have filmed that first. So this is fairly clean now. It was just coated. And I remembered, and I'm like, here. So like this was literally clean, spotless. Not even 2 days ago. It was like a day and a half ago. I did all this. I did my entire house. And that was so that's not dust. Well, some of it's probably like a tiny bit of that is dust, but most of it is coming out of these units. Okay, you can see all the white buildup. The bottom of my air purifier really tells the tale. Look at that, where the intake is. Insane. It's everywhere. It gets in your lungs, your eyes. It can't be healthy. All right, so back to like the Amazon review part of this. Instead of shaming our water department for giving us the nastiest water. All right, nope. I'm not getting sidetracked again. Real quick, zero water pitchers. These things, the filters, clog in like a week out here. In Cali, I had the same one. It would last like 2.5, sometimes 3 months because I live alone. All right, so 1 week out here. That's how nasty and dirty our water is. They need to do something. Okay, back to the Amazon part of the review here. Okay, if you live in a hot and dry environment and you have clean tap water, these are actually pretty cool. They'll work. They will cool you down. And so I'm not completely bashing these units. There are a couple things where I feel like I was kind of misled. When you fill this up, this one, the ice pack's in the freezer. But little ice pack slides down in there. Once it's frozen, it makes the water cold. So when it sprays the mist out, it's like really cold. And it works. You do have to check. You have to find a sweet spot. So first off, it needs to be up off the ground. Otherwise, the mist just dips down real fast because of the gravity. You don't want it super close to where you're sitting because then your couch will get wet. And if it's too far away, you won't feel it at all. So you got to find a sweet spot, and you got to rig up something weird like I just did. I use the lower setting for the water, just 1 dot instead of 2. And you got to fill this thing up like every 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. So when they say 16 hours, I'm pretty sure I read 16 hours in the documentation. It's not even close. You're filling this thing up like 3 or 4 times a day easily. At least if you're in a super hot environment, you know. And I was using the, what is it? I think number 1 or 2 on the fan setting. Because I have RCE, I have eye problems where my corneas get torn real easy. So I don't put the fan up on high. Because it dries my eyes out. That's the reason. Part of the reason I bought these, because I thought if I humidify this house, maybe I'll get less eye problems. But I've had it 3 times in the less than 2 weeks that I got these. I usually get it maybe once a month. Sometimes I get lucky and it only happens once every 2 months. So 3 times in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's and 2 of my eyes right now at the same time. I can hardly see anything out of my right eye, and my left eye is still blurry because that happened yesterday. Anyways. Long story short, if you don't mind filling these up more often than they say, and you have clean tap water in your area, and that is the big one here, I can actually recommend these because they do cool you down a lot. Like I set my AC all the way up into the 80s, which is something I never do in Vegas because it like lies. If it says it's 80 in here, it's really like 90. I had another actual thermometer, you know, like, and it would always read much higher than that thermostat says. So anyway, so the AC's running 24/7 out here. I was able to crank that up almost to 90 and just use these as a test. And I was sitting here cold. I was like cold, and I was loving it. But you get up and use the restroom, or you get up and go in your kitchen, and you feel an immediate temperature difference. It's hot in there, you know. So you got to have this thing pointed pretty much right at you, and it's got to be, I would say, within 10 feet, probably even closer. This is pretty much a good, you know, sweet spot right here. So it's pretty damn close. Yeah, that's all I can say. So if you live in Vegas and you're using our tap water, I cannot recommend these. Just don't do it. Don't buy it. Get something else. Don't get any kind of swamp cooler at all, really, because once you get this and you start reading the instructions and everything, I think it briefly mentions, like, if you have a problem with it getting all clogged up and nasty, try using distilled water. And it's like, I'm not going to go through 3 or 4 gallons of distilled water every day to keep this place cool. That is completely, like, unreasonable. Like, nobody's going to do that. Nobody wants to carry that much water, let alone spend the money on it. So the only other thing I can think of, and I'm not even going to try it just because I'm so upset because of what's doing to my eyes, is getting one of those filters for your hose. You screw it onto the end of your hose. It's like a giant white, it looks almost like a 2-liter bottle. It's supposed to filter out like 99% of the chlorine. It's for people that like to go, you know, do gardening and stuff and grow fruits and veggies, and you don't want to spray chlorine, you know, water all over your plants. I think one of those, you fill up a bucket with it, and then use that bucket to fill these up, would probably be a big improvement. But I'm not willing to do it. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just too much work. I mean, nobody wants to do that. But yeah, this entire place was completely covered in white, like powder, like crystalline powder. In a very short amount of time. Like, and it's really insane. I shouldn't have cleaned anything. I should not have wiped any of this off again. I should have shown you it, but I did leave a couple things like that air filter in this, which again was completely clean a couple days ago. And look at all that on top of my Blu-ray player. I cleaned all of this out. I took everything out and cleaned it. Look at that. It's not focusing. But yeah, folks. Test your water and complain to your local water departments. This stuff's nasty. I don't know if I mentioned it, but like if you leave town for a couple days here and you come back and you like turn on your faucet to like do some dishes or something, you could smell the chlorine. It's like super strong smelling if you haven't used it in a couple days. Or like you jump in the shower and you've been out of town, it's even worse. It just smells like a freshly chlorinated pool. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, yep, that's it. That's my long-winded review. Thanks.